Welcome to my expert discussion series in which I chat with various experts about IBS and gut health. When it comes to IBS, one of the most important yet overlooked words that everyone should be keeping in mind is relaxation. Stress is a major disruptor of gut-brain communication, which is a root cause of IBS, maintaining and worsening symptoms. So it is important to everyone to have a way to really relax every single day. If you've ever had a massage, you know how relaxing it can be. And today I'm delighted to have a special guest, Tiina Virtanen, who is a shiatsu therapist. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me. Nice to be here.
So let's start with our discussion. Can you first tell us what is shiatsu?
Shiatsu is a Japanese bodywork. In Japan, it's called therapeutic bodywork, and it's a bodywork that is done with a client fully clothed, and instead of a massage table, it's done on the floor on a soft mattress. And the word shiatsu is translated as a finger presser, and that's what really describes it. We press with our palms, fingers, thumbs, even elbows and knees, and also we add a lot of techniques which are similar to physiotherapy or osteopathy. And I personally work a lot with fascia as well.
So interesting. I had no idea actually what I thought shiatsu is more like similar to massage, but sounds like it's really not, and it's much more than that.
And it's actually, I think the reason it's called sometimes shiatsu massage is that it's easier to understand for somebody who doesn't know about shiatsu.
That makes perfect sense, yeah. So how can shiatsu help people with IBS?
Well, you already mentioned it. It's about relaxation. And I actually think that's really the most important part. We live in the world where most people are busy and stressed and under constant pressure, and there seems to be no time to slow down. So we end up running more or less in overdrive most of the time. And as you said, stress is probably the worst enemy of our digestive system, or any body system actually. And what being under stress means that our sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight part of our autonomic nervous system, is overactive, and it's keeping our heart rate and blood pressure high. And what happens when we relax is that our parasympathetic nervous system activates, and that is what we call the rest and digest part of our autonomic nervous system. And that is exactly what happens in shiatsu. It's really deeply relaxing, and it helps calm our nervous system. And that is what our digestive system needs in order to work properly, correct? Yeah. And there is something interesting in a treatment. The shiatsu treatment usually includes something we call hara treatment or hara shiatsu, which is basically a belly massage. And what we do, we treat the whole belly area with a light pressure, and that also relaxes and soothes our digestion.
That's so interesting. Yeah, absolutely. The name says it, a rest and digest mode.
Exactly.
And like, yes, we are all so stressed out. We are so tense, restless, all these things. And why wouldn't we be? The world is pretty crazy right now, and everybody has so many things they're doing. If you have children, even more so, you have to take care of the kids, then you go to work and they take care of the house and all these things, and then you don't have time to slow down and relax. And sometimes you need a little bit of help, right? Something more than just, watching TV or doing something on your own. Maybe you need to go to a shiatsu or a massage or some, other form of relaxation that really helps your nervous system to switch to that rest and digest mode. And the massage part, there is actually scientific evidence that belly massage can improve constipation. So I would be really curious to see how that shiatsu type, we called it hara shiatsu or something.
And hara it's just a Japanese word for the belly area.
Abdomen.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
for the whole belly area.
Yeah, gotcha. So I would be really curious to see how the hara shiatsu compares to the belly massage that has been studied already and has some backing that it helps constipation. So that's really interesting. So do you actually see clients with digestive symptoms, and have you seen that shiatsu has been helpful to them?
Well, I do, yes, but most of my clients, they come with other symptoms, and digestive symptoms are more of a side issue. We are so used to the bellyache or constipation or diarrhea that it's sort of part of our life, and it's not sometimes even worth mentioning. But the thing is that when I do that hara shiatsu, it's quite easy to feel if the client has something going on in their digestive system. It feels, if I say angry, it might sound very stupid, but it feels irritated, or I just feel it if there's something going on. And then when I ask, they are like, oh yes, I have this and this and this. And then I have some feedback, of course, that the symptoms have eased. Let's say that the stomach is not so upset, or the constipation has eased. I remember once having a client who was really in trouble with constipation, and she was not really happy about the treatment because she spent the whole night in the toilet after that. But the next day and after that, she was quite pleased.
Yeah, it can be uncomfortable, but the overall result is good. And it's really interesting to hear that. And of course, these are very individual things, and we don't have that scientific backing, but at the same time, we can see, you can see in your clients that shiatsu has been really helpful to them. Any risks involved in shiatsu?
Well, I actually have a colleague who is doing a study about safety and possible risks of shiatsu. And I asked him what he has discovered this far, and let me read you what he said. He said that shiatsu from research perspective have no proven safety, but have no serious side effects either. And overall, I would say that if we ignore the fact that the research is very limited, the profile looks safer than massage, for example. So this is what we know. But however, there are some contraindications like high fever, open wounds, some skin conditions, and also after vaccination and right after operation, you just don't go to any kind of massage, not shiatsu or any body work. And then it's always recommended to ask your therapist first if you have any kind of medical condition. And then, of course, check your practitioners, your therapist training. Just be sure that she or he or is well trained.
Right. Yeah. Sounds like not a lot of risk. We're kind of getting a little bit more information on that with this upcoming research study, and that's really great to hear. And yeah, it's smart to check the credentials of a lot of therapists too, like not just your shiatsu therapist, but also if you see online IBS or health related claims, there's a lot of them these days. who is saying that and what is their education, because there's so much misinformation and a lot of people just don't have that training to really say, you know what I mean? Like the claims are often based on very small studies, or they're interpreting them not in the right way. So in everything, it's always good to be mindful of who is the person saying it. Do they have the required training? So that's a good
And do
reminder.
they know what they do, and do they know what they are talking about?
Exactly. Yes. So Tiina, where are you located? Where do you do shiatsu therapy?
I have a practice in Espoo, in Kivenlahti, and in Kauniainen.
And do you know if it's easy to find a therapist elsewhere?
Well, shiatsu is actually not so common here in Finland, but I belong to an association that's called Shiatsu Finland, and they have a list of therapists on the website, so you can check from there.
Okay. Again, really great for our Finnish listeners. Google will give you probably other therapists again. I think we're all very used to using Google to find certain information, and even, doctors and dietitians and all so on. So, well, this has been a really interesting discussion today. Do you have anything else you would like to add?
I think that everybody should try shiatsu, and I'm actually going to make a quite bold offer. Come for shiatsu, and if you don't enjoy the treatment, I'll give you your money back.
That's confidence talking right there. You've seen the power of shiatsu in your clients and probably in your own self, so you can actually make this kind of a promise that if you don't like it, you'll get your money back. It's all good, risk-free. Relaxation is just so central in IBS and in gut health. And even though shiatsu or regular massage, there's not a lot of scientific evidence to say that it will definitely help IBS symptoms. Of course, you will feel it yourself when you go to get a massage, or if you go try shiatsu too, you will feel the relaxing effects. And, stress, it really does wreak havoc on digestion. And it is such a strong trigger of IBS symptoms that I feel that anything that you find relaxing for yourself is something you should be doing, maybe even every single day. That's all we have for today. Thank you, Tiina, for being my guest. Click subscribe so you won't miss any of our future expert interviews on gut health, stress, and IBS in the future. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, or you can even email me directly. If you missed the previous interview with Eva, she's a pelvic floor specialist, hop on to the next video, and I will see you there.